OH Report returns to the Dog Pound here in Howard, Ohio, as the East Knox Bulldogs start their regular season on the volleyball court as they take on the reigning undefeated KMAC champs, the Centerburg Lady Trojans. Should be a good one tonight as conference play opens up here tonight on the OH Report.
Looking for the best high school sports coverage in Ohio? You found it right here on the OH Report. From the field to the court, we've got it all. OH Report brings you local coverage like nobody else in the area, live and free. Follow OH Report now and never miss a moment of the action. Don't just watch, be a part of the game with OH Report, the future of local sports.
At Knox Community Hospital, your primary care physician is more than someone who delivers your test results, more than someone who writes prescriptions, more than someone who listens to your heart. We are your healthcare partner who takes the time to know you, listen to your concerns, and provide you with expert personalized care to make and keep you well. Because to us, you're more than just numbers on a chart. You're a neighbor and a friend. Knox Community Hospital, in the community, for the community.
At the Killbuck Savings Bank, you can expect great products and service from a fellow Knox County Chamber member. Now offering premier card processing solutions and services, ensuring the business owners understand their credit card processing fees. We have a wide selection of card processing solutions that provide lower fees, faster payment, additional security, exceptional marketing features, and help to improve your business operations and customer experience.
Take a look at all the action from Friday Night Football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
Time now for your pregame show, brought to you by the Killbuck Savings Bank, live and free on the OH Report. We've got KMAC action here from East Knox High School as the Lady Bulldogs are set to go in about 5 minutes to take on the reigning champions, the Centerburg Lady Trojans. Jonathon Langdon here alongside Xander DeVault, for MVNU men's volleyball player, joining us here today to talk about just the action here tonight between two teams that are looking to get off on the right track.
Seasons last year, obviously Centerburg, the Trojans, the Strangers, QA's successful still have a lot of company that over 3 losses in conference over 3 years ago. So they are they're hot. Don't call it a dynasty. Both come into this season, they're looking to get a win to start off. Obviously, the Lady Trojans have 2 games under their belt. They John Christian lost in 5, and then and 1-5. A 5-setter is not very common when it comes to Lady Trojan volleyball. Last season had a lot of sweeps on their schedule, whether it be win or loss. About 23 to 26 games last year came within 3 sets.
Yeah, so they sit 1-1 right now, already pretty close to that loss total from last year. 22-3, bowing out to Coldwater, the team that eventually won Division 5. So you see those 2 games that Xander talked about that both went to 5, and then that game last year against a really experienced Coldwater team. They lose a lot of quality, especially Julia Orndorff, who is now graduated and off playing for Ohio Christian this season. But they also bring back a quality sophomore who was a freshman, of course, last year. That was the only freshman to make that all KMAC first team. And of course, we're talking about Sedona Weisbrod, a favorite to win KMAC Player of the Year this season.
Tonight, the whole season for the Lady Trojans. She's had 17 kills in both of their first 2 games. So there's no secret who the offense is going to be going through tonight. There's no secret who the East Knox Lady Bulldogs have been game planning for all week. Obviously, said last year as a freshman, she had a lot of success. So she's looking to compound on that this year.
Especially talking about East Knox, of course, they lose their probably big star in Sydney Offer last season, and here they're going to have to rebuild. New head coach as well, Maddie Eiler, comes in and takes over for the squad that went 6-17 a season ago. They finished 7th in the KMAC, got 2 wins against Mount Gilead, also took down Danville, but they've got some players returning, especially on the defensive side of the ball.
This is their season opener, their conference opener. How they come out. Will somebody, and can somebody, step up in the absence of Sydney Offer? That's the big question that we're looking at right now.
Well, the player spotlight for East Knox may not step up for Offer offensively, but what she does on the other side of things is what is going to make her so quality. The only senior on this team, Addison Mosteka, 300 times 3 last year, statistically.
They did, of course, on the defensive side of the ball, like you said, 373 digs last year. Obviously, with that record, they were getting hit at quite a lot, so they've got an opportunity to scrap and an opportunity to get a lot of digs. But that's what they're going to have to do tonight with this powerful offense from the Lady Trojans Centerburg.
So we see East Knox watching on as the Centerburg Lady Trojans get their final little bit of warm-up. So you've got about 2.5 minutes on the clock left until we get to the start of this one, national anthem, starting lineups, and all of that. Of course, we talked about today being the KMAC season opener. There's the 8 KMAC teams right there and who they all face off against here tonight. So East Knox, of course, here. You're going to get to watch them play against Centerburg. Fredericktown taking on Danville. Fredericktown last night, I got to watch them play Clear Fork. They fell to 0-2. That was the team that finished 2nd in the league last season, and they are off to some flat footing here so far this year. Mount Gilead looking to bounce back after a rough 2024. They play Loudonville, and then Cardington Lincoln up against Northmore. So today is going to be very telling to what the league stands like towards the end of the year.
No secret that the Lady Trojans of Centerburg, with returning Sedona Weisbrod, obviously probably the favorites to win because of how great she was last year. And then they had still great, and now she's the premier player on that offense. So it's going to be interesting to watch tonight.
You saw in your frame there a little bit, Weisbrod, of course, right in the center right now, but also Jasmine Larimore, who is another younger piece who is also a sophomore. Those are going to be the main two names that you hear, especially when you see Centerburg swinging the ball. So we'll get to see that very soon. We're going to take one final break, come back with starting lineups. We'll also announce the rosters for everyone watching at home live and free on the OH Report.
Looking for the best high school sports coverage in Ohio? You found it right here on the OH Report. From the field to the court, we've got it all. OH Report brings you local coverage like nobody else in the area, live and free. Follow OH Report now and never miss a moment of the action. Don't just watch, be a part of the game with OH Report, the future of local sports.
At Knox Community Hospital, your primary care physician is more than someone who delivers your test results, more than someone who writes prescriptions, more than someone who listens to your heart. We are your healthcare partner who takes the time to know you, listen to your concerns, and provide you with expert personalized care to make and keep you well. Because to us, you're more than just numbers on a chart. You're a neighbor and a friend. Knox Community Hospital, in the community, for the community.
At the Killbuck Savings Bank, you can expect great products and service from a fellow Knox County Chamber member. Now offering premier card processing solutions and services, ensuring the business owners understand their credit card processing fees. We have a wide selection of card processing solutions that provide lower fees, faster payment, additional security, exceptional marketing features, and help to improve your business operations and customer experience.
Take a look at all the action from Friday night football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
And we're back to wrap up the Killbuck Savings Bank pregame show. Jonathon Langdon alongside Xander DeVault as we get ready to watch East Knox take on Centerburg here from the Dog Pounds. And as we get ready to go, let's go ahead and look at the keys to victory here today for both sides. And for the Centerburg Lady Trojans, you lose the top swinger in the KMAC in Julia Orndorff, and you've got to find out a way to spread the love.
And warm-ups, fantastic. Obviously, the offense is going to be them. And the Lady Bulldogs are going to have to find a way to be defensive and get some enough balls up, or else it's going to be a long night.
SQ2 for Centerburg, too. So net defense is something you want to also find a way to kind of execute tonight. And then for East Knox on the other side of things, the defense is there. We've seen it the last 2, maybe even 3 seasons for East Knox, but just got to find a way to put up some sort of threat offensively, and it's going to have to be done using some of the new faces on this roster.
Also, it's what they can do after that. You got that transition game has to be on point, especially against most likely the favorites in the KMAC this year. And those new faces, we said they're a question mark. Who's going to come fill the role Sydney Offer took for them last year? We don't know yet, and hopefully we're going to find that out tonight.
Set 1 just about set to go. 2 teams will shake hands and begin the KMAC season early on. And this is actually the season opener for the East Knox Lady Bulldogs. No games yet under their belt. Centerburg, they've played 2. They have split those 2 games, playing a total of 10 sets, which is not something they're used to, but they're well seasoned as they try to defend their title.
Five sets, definitely not something that team's used to. I'm sure they were a little tired after those 5 setters, considering last year, what we talked about earlier, a big majority of their games were finished in 3. So, interesting here tonight. Obviously, they're trying to finish it in 3. Obviously, East Knox, the Lady Bulldogs, are trying to pull a little bit of an upset.
Libero will come in for Centerburg. It's Molly Kane. Good piece for them last season when they made it all the way to the regional semifinals. I got to travel for that game all the way over in Dayton. It was a tough loss, however, to a really good Coldwater team. If you missed our pregame show, we talked about it. The Cavaliers, Lady Cavaliers, ended up winning state in Division 5, and honestly, with the players they returned, they have a good chance to do it again here this year. But Centerburg trying to get back to that distance despite some of the talent they lose. But at this point now, we knew they were a young team last year, but now that youth is going to have to step up into a leadership role, as we're going to see East Knox start off to serve. This is Imogen Winkler, who will start the season for the Lady Bulldogs. First swing up the middle is right on the line near side by Zoe Evans, who starts the season well, the KMAC season well for the Lady Trojans.
That was just nasty. We talked about the outsides, and there you go, right in the middle. Just starting us off, saying the middles can do it too.
And also a nice set put on a platter. Jalen Caldwell wears number 22. She serves this over as well. Far side swing, first attack for East Knox, sails just out of bounds. It's 2-0 Centerburg.
Deep corner could be a key for East Knox offense. If they're able to hit that, it's going to be open for large majority of the time. She almost got it. She's a little bit out of bounds.
So Caldwell continues. Trojans swept, not just East Knox, but everybody in the league. As they send another serve. Of course, talking about last year. Set up the middle for East Knox. Tapped over. Nothing too troubling for Centerburg. As the Bulldogs recover again. Larimore with the first contact. Set near side. Off the block. Nicely done. Hands on it from Ava Fawcett. Best volley of the day thus far. This one out. Weisbrod off of the tape. Bulldogs able to get it again. Kane, set near side, roll shot, and we're going to keep going. Thought I heard a whistle, but now a joust at the net, and now there's another whistle. And it looks like it was an inadvertent whistle. So they may restart this point.
Saw 3 swings on 1 play for Weisbrod, no kill. So right now, Lady Bulldogs are holding.
Winkler sets far side lefty swing. Nothing too troubling for Centerburg as they try to go long side. No touch from East Knox. They get their first point of the season.
Just long. It's not prevailing this far.
Serve for Serenity Lemley. Entering junior. Swing off the block here. Will be an East Knox point. In the net goes Centerburg.
It's 2 in a row right there. Both of East Knox points are off of that. So they have to clean it up going forward as the Lady Bulldogs have an error of their running. But both teams looking to clean up their play just a little bit.
So back goes Sedona Weisbrod. Favorite to win KMAC Player of the Year. Got to see the other contenders last night when they played when Fredericktown played Clear Fork. Ella Boughton, sister of Jill in the volleyball team. And then also Maya Bryant as Centerburg wins another point. Of course, they suffered a tough loss, though, to Clear Fork in a sweep last night. Another serve here at the dog pound. Winkler sets towards us this time. Evans gets a touch on the block, but it goes straight down on their side.
Especially if their defense isn't sucked up in there. And East Knox getting loud when they score a point. It's going to be a hard place to play tonight.
Score goes 3-4. And now it's tied up at 4.
This was too tight, forcing the set to be a little tighter. Jalen Caldwell not able to get a good one on that one.
Upspin on the serve as they'll go near side. Larimore dug up in the back by Moore. Another attempt. Just flailed over that time. They'll go back to Evans off the tape. Great dig by Winkler. Far side swing, not off the block. Kane digs it up for Centerburg. Back row, roll shot. Weisbrod misses short. And the Bulldogs have their first lead.
Defense from that back row on East Knox side so far.
Trojans trying to break the run. And they do it just fine. How about Larimore?
Expecting, and she's showing an opportunity to get some fire from her fellow teammates.
So East Knox leads 6-5. As that serve sails out of bounds from Evans, and they'll grow that lead to 2.
Just thinking about teams really just gifting East Knox a lot of points so far, so they're going to have to clean it up if they want to have their dominant, faster win like they're used to.
Lefty serve from Fawcett misses. And we'll see a substitution for the Lady Trojans. Looks like it's Cammie Turnbull. Who's going to go ahead and serve.
8 so far, at 5.
And there's one right there, right on cue.
Sakina Christian. 5 aces is a lot. That's almost 1 per set. Well, actually, that's exactly 1 per set. They played 5 sets. She had 5 aces.
She'll get another knock at it. Right at the middle of the floor. Forces a free ball out of East Knox. Nice set from Caldwell, far near side. Larimore has her shot dug up. They go to the middle this time. Another dig. And you see that East Knox defense showing up yet again. Back to Larimore. This one up, but over to the bench. They can't dig it up one more time.
Destroyed Lady Trojans.
And I think that's kind of the summary of how everybody felt in the KMAC playing against East Knox, because nothing came easy when they were trying to find their spots, when they were putting down some powerful swings, but this East Knox team persistent. That swing will just miss out of bounds right next to the official. Trojans 9, Bulldogs 7.
She's got just the accuracy just a little bit. They're barely missing.
So Turnbull continues her run at the service line. Tough ball at the net. Not much that Ava Fawcett could do, and the first to 10 are the Lady Trojans.
It's like the two star outside. That's one that's not going to go down on the stat sheet as an ace, but that's another play that she has single-handedly gifted to her teammates.
Another ref reception from the Lady Bulldogs. Second ace of the day for Centerburg, and both of them have come from Turnbow's at the service spot right now.
10 aces.
That ball will just sail out of bounds, and Lady Bulldogs fans didn't seem too happy with that call, but the run continues here from the Lady Trojans.
And you can't get out and you have a ball that close. They call this no your way.
Short serve just taps off the tape to the right side. Bulldogs recover. Another set to Larimore. Right by the net down the middle. They have doubled the Bulldogs' points.
To about great defense. That time, Larimore just goes up and in.
And we've got a timeout on the floor. So right now, big run from Centerburg. What's changed since we went a little back and forth towards the beginning?
Turnbull came in. That's about what's changed. All the way up until then, East Knox was right with them or leading. Turnbull's gone on a huge run right here. I mean, like we said, she's up now. Well, I say 10. Some of these could be considered aces. It gets a little gray when it depends on who's taking stats. So we'll see what they say at the end of the game. But to come into this game, Cammie Turnbull had 9 aces, 4 in their first game and 5 in their second. So and she is just a force to be reckoned with back at the service line. And it's really putting the Lady Bulldogs in a mental pretzel right now, honestly.
Bulldogs already back out on the floor, ready to go. So whatever has been getting at them recently hasn't dwelled too much because they didn't have to spend too much time talking about it.
Let's go. You have to get out of this rotation if you're the Lady Bulldogs. Right now, you got to go.
And out of the timeout, there's another ace. It's the third for Turnbull on this run. If you're just joining us, this is real tight towards the beginning of the set, but Lady Trojans continuing to run away with it.
It's just, there's not much you can say about it. Obviously, Lady Bulldogs having a hard time handling it right now. They've changed up their passing rotation, pulled their right side back. They're just trying to grasp at straws right now to try to get out of this thing.
Also, shout out to the freshman, Mary Beth Vines, playing in the middle right now, who got that last point as Larimore sails this one out of bounds. So the Bulldogs, with some life, they're able to win off of an error from Centerburg. So we'll see a sub coming in, Serenity Lemley. Mistake back to serve, sends it over. Good job by Caldwell to get that out from under the net. And this will take some heroic effort from East Knox to get it over, but that's exactly what happens. Larimore on the missed rotation. As East Knox was trying to scramble back, they score again.
Steve, just the definition of scrap. Just they're getting anything up. Unfortunately, Larimore's pretty good out there on the outside. She's having a lot of success right there in the middle of that defense. So I think they might want to pull their middle back up if they want to have a chance of picking those balls. She's just going right over the ball.
Yeah. Far side set for East Knox. Dug up, but out of bounds. So the Bulldogs score another point. So that one over by Lemley. That'll be her kill. Here goes Reagan Beatty. Libero for the Lady Bulldogs. Top spin serve dug up by Larimore. Set across the court, and it's a beautiful one. Weisbrod puts it down.
It's talent. Ball, spin, set to be able to go fully attack that and put it almost 10-foot line on the sideline. It's just incredible.
Lady Trojans yet again double the score of the Lady Bulldogs. Molly Kane continues the service run. This is an overpass. They're going to go right back to Weisbrod. Roll shot. Caught the Bulldogs off guard. Fawcett couldn't dig it up.
This time goes angle to the right sideline. This time she cuts it back to the left sideline. Line defender just not ready for it. That's what makes her so good. I mean, that's why she's the favorite for the KMAC Player of the Year.
19-9 sits the score. Roll shot from East Knox. Right there for it is Weisbrod, who will, on the rough set, just free ball it. Near sideline, off the block and out. Winkler able to get the Bulldogs to 10.
Just off the hands, tooling, especially with the big block of the duo of Weisbrod and Evans there on their right side.
Evans mishit that, a little short.
Stuff like that, that's kind of been the story of the setup. I know they're up by 10, but they were having a lot of errors early, and they've still had their fair share of errors, but they really have Tammy Turnbull to thank, obviously coming in, going on that long run there, able to kind of create a separation for them. I would think on to the next set, though, they'll want to play a little bit more.
Yeah, it must have been a violation because the point still goes to Centerburg. So score sits 20-20, or 20-10, that is. And we see another solid serve from Jalen Caldwell. And the Bulldogs somehow get that play over. What will the Trojans do in response? Put it right down in the back row from Sedona Weisbrod.
It's two. What's going on plays that the Lady Bulldogs have been able to keep in play. You don't see this very often. They've got two this set. That just is a testament to actually how much of a scrappy defensive team they are.
Up the middle, Evans. Couple good attempts to get it up, but not enough room on the floor. That'll go to the seats.
Stop to the sidelines, into the stands. Put that one back in. This Bulldogs team's willing to go anywhere in the gym to get a ball. I think they've proved that.
22-10 sits the score. Lady Trojans 3 points away from a set one win. Weisbrod right at the net. A little bit of contact. No call from the official. Another try. This one off the block and outs.
Ball. They're going to send it out to Weisbrod about every time. They're doing a good job of getting touches on the block.
Just over the net that time, and there's an ace. So set point Centerburg on the ace from Caldwell.
Set called. Had great success from the service line this game.
Another good serve and potentially another ace. But East Knox does a good job just getting it over the net. Evans up the middle. Good effort to dig, but it wasn't good enough. Evans ends the first set. And the Lady Trojans take it.
Set. I think anybody would like, of course, Coach Boomer doesn't like all the errors they had, but their offense was good. And they were fantastic in the service line, which is ultimately what was able to propel them and create that lead for them. 25-10, you're never going to stop at a 25-10 set.
And we'll take a break, come back here live and free on the OH Report.
At the Killbuck Savings Bank, you can expect great products and service from a fellow Knox County Chamber member. Now offering premier card processing solutions and services, ensuring the business owners understand their credit card processing fees. We have a wide selection of card processing solutions that provide lower fees, faster payment, additional security, exceptional marketing features, and help to improve your business operations and customer experience.
Back here in the Dog Pound, live from Howard, Ohio, here on OH.REPORT. Thanks for tuning in. We got the East Knox Lady Bulldogs taking on the Centerburg Lady Trojans. Centerburg taking the first set in a pretty dominant fashion, 25-10. A lot of that came from the service line. Aces from Jalen Caldwell and a long run from Cammie Turnbull was the deciding factor, and they were able to stretch their lead and create a buffer. But we got the Lady Bulldogs looking to get theirs back this set and tie it up. As we await the first serve, Centerburg setter Jalen Caldwell is going to start us off here in the second. A dominant showing in the first from the KMAC favorites, the Centerburg Lady Trojans, and you saw why. They're outsides. You got Sedona Weisbrod and Jasmine Larimore, both powerful OHs there on that side of the net. Then, of course, I think something that's a little bit underrated, Zoe Evans in the middle, number 5, had a great swing to start off the set. And she has proven to be very, very productive in the middle. And the tail of the set really is just the scrappy play from East Knox. I mean, they only had 10 points, which if you're just tuning in, it sounds bad, but I mean, they were digging about everything that Centerburg put their way. It took Centerburg usually at least 3 attempts to kill the ball over the net for them to actually gain a point, because East Knox was just digging so many balls. We talked about their defense beforehand, and we'll see if it can continue as we're about to get the second set underway. Jalen Caldwell going to start it off for us. Reception a little wonky. They're going to have to send over a free ball, and that one's not going to make it over, so it's going to start 1-0. We saw a lot of that in the first set as East Knox's reception woes continue here early in the second. Caldwell continues again, and like I said, the woes continue. That's going to be an ace, her second of the game for Jalen Caldwell, the sophomore setter from Centerburg. That's a good pass there by East Knox. But the set's not on par, and that's going to cause another error on the side of the Lady Bulldogs. It's looking all Trojans to start the second. Some great stuff really continuing from the line for the Lady Trojans as Caldwell gets another ace. Her teammates ecstatic. 4-0 the lead now for the Trojans, and man, they are one tough serving team. That's going to be something that we're going to have to pay attention to for the rest of the season. Good pass there by the Lady Bulldogs. Swing into the net there, into the net. That one going to be an error for the Lady Bulldogs. Just giving some points to the Lady Trojans. 5-0 early. They're looking to build on this. Another good pass. Their passing shaping up. And their nice swing there. Great swing from Kinley Moore on the outside, the sophomore. It's a great swing down the line. That's the way that you convert on. We talked about converting defense to offense earlier in the pregame show. That's going to be a key for East Knox. Now, that's going to be what they're going to have to do if they want to be competitive in this game, looking to come back from a 5-0 deficit. Lady Bulldogs started off on the serve, and right there, that's Weisbrod with a tool off the block of Addison Mostaka out of bounds. It's going to be a kill for the KMAC favorite for Player of the Year. Now Weisbrod back to serve for the Lady Trojans. Backing up is Winkler. She sets it. That one's dug up outside. That's the lightning to Weisbrod's thunder. That is Jasmine Larimore there on the outside. Good serve there from Weisbrod. Just a little bit long. East Knox able to recognize it and let it go. That's going to be a free point. The Trojans still up by 5, 7-2. They also have the one-set lead. They won the first 25-10. East Knox going to need to get on a little bit of a run, start getting some of those scrappy digs they had earlier. Serve over there. Now Jasmine Larimore to swing. Great dig from Winkler. That one's sent over by Addison Mostaka, our player of the game that we were talking about beforehand for the Lady Bulldogs. But that one going to sail just a bit too long. That stretches the lead to 6 for the Lady Trojans. Now the middle, Zoe Evans back to serve for Centerburg. Good serve there. Good reception set by Winkler in the middle to Mostaka, and that one in the net. 2 straight errors for Mostaka. Zoe Evans serving again. Winkler going to go back set. That one is just too far towards the ref stand, and Kinley Moore cannot get to it. That's going to set off a trail of errors there for the Lady Bulldogs. They're going to need to get back on the right side of things if they want to come back. They're already down by 8. Up till this point in the last set, they were really, really close there with the Lady Trojans. It's 10-2 now. East Knox was up 7-5 last game, so they were really holding their own. Defensive side of the ball being the key. But now the serving for Centerburg and the reception for East Knox is just not where they want it to be, and that's causing them a lot of problems. Again, East Knox back out on the court early. Both times that they've had to call timeouts, they've been back on the court far before Centerburg. So maybe last time they came back out on the court, they were able to side out fairly quickly. So let's see if they can do the same here. Zoe Evans still back to serve, continuing her run for the Lady Trojans. And that's not going to be the case as Zoe Evans gets an ace, her first of the game. That one is going to be off the platform of the Lady Bulldogs there. They need to get this under control. Another ace there as that one hits the ground after it ticks the tape. The serving is just too good from Centerburg as Zoe Evans continues her run. This is about like the run that Cammie Turnbull had in the first game. East Knox, the Lady Bulldogs, they really need to get something going here. Pass there. A swing over from the libero. That one's going to be out of bounds. Reagan Beatty, the libero, not something you see very often, the libero trying to attack it, but hey, they got to get something going. I respect the aggressiveness from Beatty looking to get that one over. What a bullet of a serve from Zoe Evans. Swing outside from Ava Fawcett. And it's not going to be a kill on the swing, but it is going to be a kill and a point for the Lady Bulldogs as the Trojans were in the net. So with that, they end the run. They give it to East Knox. East Knox has to do something now, down 10 early in this second set, already down 1-0. Back to serve now, Kinley Moore. Good pass there from Jasmine Larimore. And a net call this time going to be on the Lady Bulldogs. So back-to-back net calls on two separate sides. Here comes Cammie Turnbull, the sophomore DS out of Centerburg. She's coming in for Addison Williams. She's going to be serving. Turnbull, their leader in aces on the year so far. And that one she puts in the net. Not able to come up with a great run like she did in the first game. Back to serve now for the Lady Bulldogs, Addison Masaka. Pass there from Weisbrod. Dump out of Caldwell. Block from Caldwell. The duo of Caldwell and Vines able to block that one down. First block for a kill we've seen this game. 11-point lead for the Trojans in this second set here. Comfortable lead as Larimore serves. And that one's not going to make it back over. The tail of the tape tonight, a lot of balls haven't made it back over as East Knox needs to get their serve receive under wraps if they really want to compete here in this game and in the KMAC in general. Good pass there out of the libero. Outside swing off the block. It was almost a tool, but it lands inbounds. The swing from Ava Fawcett goes off the block of the setter Caldwell, though. They're all the way to the other side of the court and lands just a foot inside the sideline. Larimore, a dump, and they're not ready for it. That's going to be a kill for Imogen Winkler, the junior setter for the Lady Bulldogs. Not something we've seen very often tonight. That time, it was a good idea because Lady Trojans were not ready for it. And you see the replay there. A great, a Knox Public Health replay there. A great dump there from Winkler. Outside. Going to have to roll it. Wasn't the set she wanted, Weisbrod. High, out of system set. Going to set it over. That one was a little uglier than you would like. That's going to be a double there on the Lady Bulldogs and on Serenity Learnley on the outside. The libero serving for the Lady Trojans, Molly Kane. Not seeing the defense that we've been able to see in the first set from the Lady Bulldogs, and that's really been the difference here. Good pass there, though. Nice swing, but Larimore is just right there to pick it up to Weisbrod. Roll shot, great hustle out of the back row, out of East Knox, but just not good enough. Ava Fawcett comes up just short from a smart spot there from Sedona Weisbrod. And that's going to be a timeout in favor of East Knox. A 19-5 lead here in this second set. 14 points is a very large lead. Not insurmountable. Crazier things have definitely happened, but East Knox has to make a change. Their serve receive really needs to clean up, needs to sharpen up. They need to get better because right now they're just getting outclassed from the service line by the Lady Trojans. Whether it be Zoe Evans, whether it be Jalen Caldwell, Cammie Turnbull, a lot of great servers on this Centerburg squad this year, as you're seeing. Again, there you go, East Knox back out early on the court, ready to go. Let's see if they can turn it around. 14 points, going to be rough, but they can do it. They just have to lock in. The libero still to serve for the Lady Trojans. Molly Kane, the junior. If the Lady Trojans are able to hold on to this set, they will take a 2-0 lead in sets in their opener in KMAC action. This is the opener for East Knox's season. Lady Bulldogs have not seen a game yet, so this is not the way they want to start. That one able to be saved. Good save by Winkler, able to keep it in play. Set by Caldwell, outside, Weisbrod. Great swing to the middle back. Not able to be dug by Addison Mustaka. And those are our, so here's the Knox Public Health replay. You can see Weisbrod go up. and bang it home. Mustaka not able to get it. Those were our two player of the games on each side of the ball going at each other. Weisbrod comes out on top in that one. So scrappy play by Winkler, able to save it, but that one hit over by number 4, Paisley Lilly, not able to keep that one inbounds. It's really just the serve receive right now. I mean, you don't have to know volleyball to see that. Yeah, that one was a little farther than she would have liked. Just trying to keep it in play for the Lady Bulldogs. Out of system set, far outside. Serenity Lernley for the swing. Good dig in the back row by number 2, Madeline Richardson. Free ball going outside. Again, another dig by Richardson in the back row. Scrappy play by Caldwell, keeping it up. The Lady Bulldogs, back row, libero swing. There you go, second of this set. Great dig by number 1, Cammie Turnbull. And the roll by Weisbrod. Gets him again. Weisbrod's got the power. She's got the smarts. That is why she is such a fantastic player. 17 kills for Sedona Weisbrod in both of their first 2 games. A 5-set loss to Shekinah Christian and a 5-set win over Tree of Life Christian. 1-1 to start the year for the Centerburg Lady Trojans. That's going to be an ace there for libero Molly Kane for the Centerburg Trojans there. Another great serve you can see there on the Knox Public Health replay. Service line has been, the Centerburg Lady Trojans felt very comfortable from the service line tonight. That one looked like it stayed in bounds. The refs are going to call it in bounds. A great tip there from Weisbrod to end it off. This back row from the Lady Bulldogs has Imogen Winkler, the setter, running everywhere, but she is doing her best. She's getting all these balls, keeping them in play, even right there. A great save from Winkler. But this Centerburg Lady Trojans team is just firing on a very high level right now. 24-5 the lead. Game point for the Lady Trojans. Miscommunication there. A swing over to the back corner. Great spot there from Lernley. And Weisbrod puts it down as she's done last season and this season so far. And that is going to be the set. The Lady Trojans take that one 25-5. It's very weird. Those sets felt very different. Last set was 25-10. It was also a win for the Trojans. But the Lady Bulldogs just felt more competitive last time. This time it was a little bit more one-sided in my eyes in terms of the Lady Trojans. So it's going to be a 2-0 lead in sets for the Trojans. Keep it here on OH Report. We're about to have the third set here from the Dog Pound in Howard.
At Knox Community Hospital, your primary care physician is more than someone who delivers your test results, more than someone who writes prescriptions, more than someone who listens to your heart. We are your healthcare partner who takes the time to know you, listen to your concerns, and provide you with expert personalized care to make and keep you well. Because to us, you're more than just numbers on a chart. You're a neighbor and a friend. Knox Community Hospital, in the community, for the community.
Back here in the Dog Pound live from East Knox High School. We've got KMAC Volleyball tonight here on OH Report. I want to take a second before the third set gets underway to thank our sponsors. Killbuck Savings Bank, thank you to them. Since 1900, KSB has been proud to serve our community with dedication, integrity, and a commitment to your financial success. In 2025, our organization will mark an incredible milestone, 125 years of building relationships, empowering dreams, and growing together with you. Huge thank you to the Knox Community Hospital, in the community, for the community. Thank you to Knox Public Health Instant Replay, committed to the health of the community by promoting healthy lifestyles, preventing illness, and protecting the community. And then thank you to Carothers Pest Control. They sponsor our player of the game. Sign up for year-round protection from all creepy crawlies starting at just $39 per month. That's a thank you to all of our sponsors for today's stream here live from the Dog Pound. It's 2-0. The Lady Bulldogs in front as we were reading our sponsors there. That's not something we've seen very often, not since early in the first set. This one's going to go out to Weisbrod, and she's going to kill it off the block. That's going to be a touch. It's going to be another kill for Weisbrod. East Knox still in the lead. If they can get out to a lead with the defense they had, they didn't really have a whole lot of defense last set, but the first set, they were looking very good on that side of the ball. So if they can continue that compounded with their lead, they could have a chance here to force a fourth set. Serve there from Caldwell. Set in the middle, a tip. Caldwell digs it. Out of system set. Not far enough up, so Weisbrod just sends it over. Winkler gets the back set there. Good swing from Lernley. Out of system set by Kane. And a great swing there from Weisbrod, just out of the reach of libero Reagan Beatty of the Lady Bulldogs. 2-2 now, our score here in the third set. You can see your Knox Public Health replay there. Weisbrod, you're going to see her a lot on that because she is a very talented player as Caldwell continues to serve it up for the Trojans. A lot of free balls headed over. That one, though, going to be out of bounds. They're not even going to have to play that one. Winkler just sends it just a little too strong on that one. But with all of these free balls that the Trojans get, they're going to be able to put them down, especially with outsides like Larimore and Weisbrod. Great pass there. A middle tip. That one's going to be a score, a kill from Kinley Moore for the Lady Bulldogs. She tipped it onto the platform of number 7, Addison Williams, for the Lady Trojans, but she wasn't ready for it, so it went out of bounds towards the score table. Going to be a kill and a point for East Knox. Good pass there from Kane. The middle, Zoe Evans swinging on the outside with a great swing. That one's dug, though. Set over. Evans set from Caldwell outside to Weisbrod, and Weisbrod gets the kill on that one there. You see on the Knox Public Health replay. Like I said, you'll see her a lot. Weisbrod gives the lead to the Lady Trojans here early in the third set. We got the Centerburg Trojans looking for a sweep, not something that they have seen so far this year. They've won in 5 and they've lost in 5, 1-1 on the year. That's a great serve there from Weisbrod as Larimore's in the front row now. Keep an eye on that. That one's going to be inbounds. Nice swing there. I thought it was out of bounds for a second. East Knox did. But that's a great swing from Kinley Moore. You see it on the Knox Public Health replay there. Great swing from Kinley Moore, the sophomore. Good pass from Larimore. The Trojans in the middle. Zoe Evans, a swing. Good dig there from Fawcett. That one going to be hard, trying to time that coming over the head of Paisley Lilly there in the middle. That's going to be a hard play to make. She was not able to make it. So the point goes to the Lady Trojans. 5-4. Zoe Evans into serve. She had that long run last game. And starting off the right way this time, off the platform of the libero Reagan Beatty. That's another ace for Zoe Evans. Zoe Evans awaits the ball there back at the service line. Looking to go on a great run like she did last set. She really was able to hammer home that 20-point win for the Trojans in the second. That was off of the platform, barely touched her, but it did nick the platform there of a Lady Bulldog. And that's going to be 2 aces in a row for Zoe Evans. 7-4, the score in favor of the Trojans. Good pass there by Beatty in the middle. That's going to be a tip picked up by Larimore. Back set, swing from the Trojans. That one, a mishit, out of bounds. Going to be an error for number 7, Addison Williams, there on the right side. As you can see there, an error out of bounds. Not something we saw a lot from the Trojans there in the second set, although they didn't have to do a whole lot of offense with how great they're serving. Caldwell hustles to get there, but hesitates as Addison Williams goes for it as well. That's going to be an ace for the Lady Bulldogs and an ace for Addison Mustaka. East Knox hanging in there, 6-7. Only a 1-point deficit on the right side there. That's going to be number 7, Addison Williams. Headed back over, and that was dug by Caldwell. Once the setter's out of system, somebody else has to take the ball. They weren't ready for that, so that one's going to be a point for East Knox. They tied the game back up. Tied at 7s here in the dog pound. East Knox looking to win this third set after a rough second and force a set 4. Nice, another point there for the Lady Bulldogs. They're getting hype. That's a lead for East Knox, 8-7 right now. The Lady Trojans flailing a little bit. You got to wonder when Coach Boudinot calls a timeout on their side. Good pass from Weisbrod. The set to Larimore. That one dug and not able to get it over there by Winkler. The dig was a little bit too far. She couldn't set it, so she tries to send it over, and it doesn't quite make it. So that brings us to an 8-8 score here in set 3. The Lady Trojans won in dominant fashion the first 2 sets, 25-10 and 25-5, the scores of those two. That right there was Cammie Turnbull missing her second serve in a row. She missed in the second, and now she's missed in the third. She's the leading ace getter for this Lady Trojans team, so unlike her. But a lot of her teammates have been able to pick up her slack and served very well so far in this matchup. Ava Fawcett back to serve with the orange shoes. Easy pass there from Weisbrod. Wow, what a swing from Jasmine Larimore on the right side. I mean, that was nasty. You see it here on the Knox Public Health replay. Goes up, goes hard angle. Wow, almost paints the tee over there. Number 2, Madeline Richardson in for the Trojans to serve. The only senior on the roster for the Trojans, and she's going to get another chance as that one was hit out of bounds, no touch. That one sailed a little long by Paisley Lilly. Yeah, Madeline Richardson, the only senior on the roster this year for the Centerburg Lady Trojans. Good pass there by the libero. Out of system set. It's not there to get it. Going to be a fight at the net. That one goes to the Trojans as Caldwell was able to get the better of Paisley Lilly. 11-9 the score in favor of the Lady Trojans. Richardson still back to serve. Great pass there from Beatty. Good swing there from Lernley. Serenity Lernley, number 10, the junior outside hitter, goes up and over the block right there. You can see it on the Knox Public Health replay. Weisbrod sitting on her heels a little bit, not able to get to that one. So a good kill for the junior from East Knox. Now, libero Reagan Beatty back to serve. Good pass from Richardson. Outside, Weisbrod. That one barely out, just about a foot and a half out on the right side. We've seen her make that play before, so we know she can. That one just a little bit miscalculated. The score back tied up. East Knox has not given up hope. They are still fighting. 11-11 is the score. As Beatty sends that one out of bounds, so it gives the lead back to Centerburg. Centerburg coming off a season 22-3 overall and 14-0 undefeated in the KMAC conference. They're definitely looking to repeat that again this year. They're off to a good start in the first 2 sets. Let's see if they can sweep it. Nice swing there. East Knox isn't going to let them sweep it if they have anything to say about it. That kill from Kinley Moore. She's been pretty efficient up there in the front row. Kinley Moore has a majority of the kills for the Lady Bulldogs today. that one down the line like the others. Tied up at 12 still. Setter Imogen Winkler back to serve, sends it over. Swing, not what she was going for, but she'll take the result. Zoe Evans gets the kill off the tape there. You can see it on the replay. She was swinging like she was trying to kill it. Sometimes the net is your friend. Sutter Caldwell back to serve. All the way back around. We've gone through a whole row here in the third set. 13-12 in favor of the Trojans. That one not going to do it for the Lady Bulldogs. Addison Mustaka not happy about that one. She knows she can do better. 14-12 now, Lady Trojans. Good set from Winkler in the middle. And that one going to be, they're going to call Zoe Evans under on that one. Wow, okay. Calling the Trojans for an under call. Evans was the one that fell down. On the replay there you can see. But it's going to be a point for the Lady Bulldogs. That brings them back within one. Replay still running here. I don't know. But they called it in favor of East Knox. Caldwell the set. Out to Zoe Evans on the right side. That one, I don't think it was touched on the block. I think that one was in the net. A good block setup, though. If it did go over that, they would have touched it. So now tied up again. East Knox hanging in here in the third set. Came out with a fire. 14-14 tie game. Serve from Learnley. Back set. High ball. Smart tip there. Leaves the defense flailing a little bit. Winkler able to get a touch on it, but puts it out of reach of anybody else. That one going to be a point for the Lady Trojans. High ball. That was a great set from Caldwell and a wise choice from Weisbrod to not swing on that ball. Give a little tip there. Puts their defense out of sync. And gets another kill on the stat sheet for the sophomore. Missed serve just a little bit long there for Sedona Weisbrod. They'll take a missed serve when she's getting as many kills as she has gotten. The score still tied 15-15 here in the dog pound. If you're watching on OH.REPORT, that's a tip into the block there from Larimore on the outside. That's a nice tip, able to put it right inside the hands, and the blockers take it down with them. Middle, Zoe Evans back to serve. Dangerous from the service line as she's proven thus far today. Great serve again. That one might have been going out of bounds, but Weisbrod plays it. That's going to give the East Knox an easy ball to run in system. Going to be a swing there from Fawcett, and the dig not able to be made by Zoe Evans. So a kill from the junior Ava Fawcett. You can check it out right here on the Knox Public Health replay. Yeah, that's an easy ball for the Lady Bulldogs to play. Tied up at 16 again. That's what happens. Middles don't get taught how to play defense a lot. It's a travesty in today's game, but good kill there from Fawcett. That serve missed by Addison Mustaka for the Lady Bulldogs of East Knox. Now in a serve, the ace leader for the Centerburg Lady Trojans. We have Cammie Turnbull. Let's see what she can do. That's going to be a missed serve again for Turnbull. She's had success thus far this season, but a rough couple of goes for her from the service line. Going to tie the game up again. We're tied at 17-17. This is something that we have not seen yet today. We haven't really seen this in the past season. Last year when these two teams clashed, Centerburg won convincingly in all the sets. So 17-17 is a good score, and that's going to give East Knox the lead right there. An overpass taken advantage of by Paisley Lilly. That's going to cause a timeout from the Centerburg Lady Trojans. This is the latest they've been down in the game today. They've only been down a handful of times, but definitely not this late. 18-17 the score in favor of East Knox, as the Lady Trojans are up 2-0, but East Knox, Lady Bulldogs not going down without a fight. If you know anything about the Bulldog, they do not go down without a fight. So they're going to fight till the very end, trying to force a fourth set, something that didn't happen last year when these two teams played. East Knox back out on the court early, as you still see the Lady Trojans still huddled up over there, talking through their game plan as they are down early, as they're down late, I should say, to this scrappy East Knox team. And their play from the service line this game from the Lady Trojans of Centerburg really hasn't been up to par with what's happened their first two sets, and I think that's the difference. First two sets, they had multiple long runs, aces, all of that stuff. In this set, you haven't really seen that except for out of the very first few points. So it's going to be interesting as this set comes to a close. Fawcett brings it in out of the timeout. Caldwell saves it as Larimore sends it over. Going to be a set outside. That one's tight as not able to get there. Serenity Learnley not able to make a play on that one as it was a little too tight, and Caldwell was up all over that. Now here comes Madeline Richardson in for Larimore in the back row. Richardson will serve. 18-18, a tie game. Let's see if Centerburg can pull away. Winkler, another tight set. Caldwell puts that one down. That's going to be a double on Winkler anyways, but if it wasn't, Caldwell put that one straight down on the block there. You can see just a nice directional block, but a good dig there. But nonetheless, going to be a double on Winkler, and the point goes to the Trojans. They lead now. Good reception there from the libero Beatty. A back row attack by Fawcett. That's going to be off the platform of Madeline Richardson. And a point goes to the Lady Bulldogs. Tied at 19 here late in the third set. The Lady Trojans didn't see themselves get out of three sets a lot last year, with 23 of their 26 games coming in three-set victories or losses. Most of the time it was a victory. Now they're looking to go 4 sets with the Lady Bulldogs. That's going to be a kill out of the middle, a swing on an overpass for number 21, Mary Beth Vines. Not done much this game, but making her presence felt right there. Good kill. And that gives the Lady Trojans the lead. Molly Kane sends it over outside. Swing, great swing there, but a good up from Larimore in middle back. Both attacks for the Bulldogs have been from Kinley Moore. Larimore puts it in the net. That first swing from Moore was a beautiful, beautiful swing, but Larimore was just right there, able to dig it up. But it went over, and the Lady Bulldogs able to come out on top on that one. You can see this first swing from Moore. Great swing, but good touch there on the Knox Public Health replay. We got Winkler back to serve now at a 20-20 tied game here in the third set. It was going to be a back row attack, but Larimore just wasn't ready for it. So they're going to go in the middle to Moore, and that's another kill. Another kill for Kinley Moore here. The dog pound is fired up. We got a lot of fans in the house to watch this one, looking for their Bulldogs to have a bit of an upset over the Lady Trojans of Centerburg, looking to force a fourth here as they have a 21-20 lead. Larimore gets a good pass. Caldwell, that set's tight. Some play at the net. That point is going to go to the Bulldogs. A 2-point lead now, heading into the final 5-point stretch. East Knox only needs 3 to take the third set. Winkler to continue her run for the Lady Bulldogs. Good reception there. And there you go. That's who you go to when you need a big point. That's Sedona Weisbrod. That is the star player for the Centerburg Lady Trojans. That's who I'm giving the ball to if I have a choice in a tight game coming down to the wire like this. Still down 1 point. East Knox has the advantage. Both teams fighting to 25. The setter Caldwell back to serve now for Centerburg. There's going to be some discussion between head coach Eiler of the East Knox Lady Bulldogs and the down referee. I think they're discussing their rotation. I think she asked for a lineup check. So as they're doing that now, you see the Centerburg Trojans huddling, looking to get their game plan straight as they are still down 1 point to this East Knox team. I'll remind you, the first 2 sets were wins for Centerburg, 25-10 and 25-5. So East Knox being in the game and up this late is something to hold. They got to save that one there as they're going to send it over. That was going to be sent over by Moore. Handled outside. Weisbrod. Swing off the block and a missed touch from libero Beatty. That is going to tie the game up at 22. I got a feeling that's going to be a timeout in favor of the East Knox Lady Bulldogs. In this one, coming down the stretch, I mean, you're going to see a lot of Sedona Weisbrod. That's just how it's going to be. If you have a player of Weisbrod's caliber, if you have a player who was a freshman on the KMAC team, the only freshman on one of the KMAC teams, then of course you're going to go to her. That is your go-to girl. I will say, this game, something that has been underrated are the people that are behind Weisbrod. You got Jasmine Larimore, the other outside, and Zoe Evans out of the middle, both proving effective and proving dangerous up there at the net for the Lady Trojans of Centerburg. So the East Knox Bulldogs have really had to kind of shield the attack from a lot of different places where we didn't really expect a whole lot of that coming in. Weisbrod had 17 kills in both of the Trojans' first 2 games, far and away the most on the team. So a little bit interesting, but down the stretch, they are definitely going to Weisbrod. That is the wise decision. That's a tie game, 22-22. East Knox was up 22-20. The Trojans are fighting here at the end. That's going to be a good spot, a kill from Addison Mustaka. That was our player to watch for the East Knox Lady Bulldogs. You can see on the Knox Public Health replay, just a little roll over the block as Larimore was too deep there in middle back, not quite able to get there. So a 1-point lead for East Knox now here in the third set, looking to force a fourth, something that not a lot of people saw coming after the first 2. Great serve reception there from Larimore. Zoe Evans gets that one over, trickles on the tape. The tape is Zoe Evans' friend today. That is her second kill this set off of the tape. You can see there on the replay. That ties the game at 23, guys. We have an incredible set here, 23-23. This one's going to come down to the wire no matter what, as Weisbrod goes to the back row. Larimore comes up, though, so not much of a trade-off for the defense of East Knox. As you see there, Larimore makes her presence felt, gets the kill off the block of Winkler and Moore. That's going to be the second timeout called for East Knox. East Knox has had a great set. They have stayed with the Centerburg Lady Trojans the entire time. They've been leading for quite a bit of this last little stretch here. But now, unfortunately, at 23-23, they do allow the Centerburg Lady Trojans to regain the lead and take game point. So this isn't match point, this is game point. If the Trojans are able to score this one, then they are the last 3 points they've been able to get right there. And you can see on the replay here, Zoe Evans and her tape kill. The Trojans looking to put this one away in a sweep, something that they haven't even sniffed yet this year. 2 5-setters in their first 2 games. And who else back at the service line on game point but Sedona Weisbrod? Good serve from Weisbrod. Able to be saved, though, sent over by Mustaka of the East Knox Lady Bulldogs. They're fighting. Scrappy play from the Bulldogs. Mustaka, great up there from Larimore on the side of the Trojans. And that one's going to be a point for the Trojans. That's going to be the point for the Trojans. That is going to be a sweep in favor of Centerburg to open up KMAC conference play. Can't say we didn't expect a sweep. East Knox played very, very great in that last set. Not quite the set we expected, though, after the first 2. Had a 25-5 lead, or sorry, a 25-5 win in the second set and a 25-10 win in the first set. 25-23 there in the third. East Knox able to hold their own there in the third set. That's something you can live off of. That's something that head coach Eiler can market to her team, even though they got their first loss in KMAC play. That third set was a sight to behold if you are a Bulldog fan, as they really, really forced the Trojans to work. So that is the game, the 3-set game between the East Knox Lady Bulldogs and the Centerburg Lady Trojans. Keep it here on OH Report, live from the Dog Pound.
Looking for the best high school sports coverage in Ohio? You found it right here on the OH Report. From the field to the court, we've got it all. OH Report brings you local coverage like nobody else in the area, live and free. Follow OH Report now and never miss a moment of the action. Don't just watch, be a part of the game with OH Report, the future of local sports.
At Knox Community Hospital, your primary care physician is more than someone who delivers your test results, more than someone who writes prescriptions, more than someone who listens to your heart. We are your healthcare partner who takes the time to know you, listen to your concerns, and provide you with expert personalized care to make and keep you well. Because to us, you're more than just numbers on a chart. You're a neighbor and a friend. Knox Community Hospital, in the community, for the community.
At the Killbuck Savings Bank, you can expect great products and service from a fellow Knox County Chamber member. Now offering premier card processing solutions and services, ensuring the business owners understand their credit card processing fees. We have a wide selection of card processing solutions that provide lower fees, faster payment, additional security, exceptional marketing features, and help to improve your business operations and customer experience.
Take a look at all the action from Friday Night Football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
Back here on OH.REPORT live from the Dog Pound in East Knox. I'm here with our Carothers Pest Control MVP, Sedona Weisbrod. Sedona, congratulations on the win and a great game. So first of all, how does it feel coming off? Obviously last year you guys didn't play many games past 3 sets. You started off the season with 2 5-setters, 1 win, 1 loss. What's it feel like to open up conference play with a sweep?
It feels great. I mean, we work so hard in practice, and we have a great coach, great talent on the floor, so it feels great. I'm excited. We had a great game last night, and I'm just happy.
Yeah, speaking about this week, obviously this is your first week of games. This was your first conference play. I mean, it was East Knox's first game in general. What's the how has the practices really ramped up as we've gotten closer to the season?
I mean, Coach, she just has us working on our lineups and working hard. I mean, she knows the talent we have, and I think she just wants us to show it to everyone and not bring ourselves down to the level that others are playing at.
Yeah, and then your coach, obviously, and you guys have a fantastic team. Last year, undefeated in the conference in the KMAC. Obviously, it's lofty goals to want to do that again, but I'm sure you do. Is there anything for yourself or for your team in general that you guys have as goals on the docket for this year?
I mean, I think we just want to win the KMAC again and have some fun doing it. I mean, we're excited.
Yeah, I would be excited too after that win. I'm going to give you a chance. Do you have any shout-outs, teammates maybe, or parents, coaches, stuff like that?
Shout out to my sister. She's in Florida. And shout out to the Rossies, my cousins. I miss you guys.
At Knox Community Hospital, your primary care physician is more than someone who delivers your test results, more than someone who writes prescriptions, more than someone who listens to your heart. We are your healthcare partner who takes the time to know you, listen to your concerns, and provide you with expert personalized care to make and keep you well. Because to us, you're more than just numbers on a chart. You're a neighbor and a friend. Knox Community Hospital, in the community, for the community.
Time now for your post-game show. Bringing back Jonathon Langdon here talking to you right now on the Killbuck Savings Bank post-game show. Xander, DeVault joining me. Great job on those two sets on the call. Had a little bit of audio issues here today. Of course, my first broadcast out remote, so still working on some gear and getting ready to go before football starts this Friday. But got to see a nice little sweep from Centerburg. They start off their season 1-0 in the KMAC.
Yeah, they're looking to, obviously, we talked to Sedona just a second ago, our MVP, and they had a great game. The third set, a little closer than what you would have expected. Like you can see the scores right there. The first set, 25-10, second, 25-5. And that third set, East Knox, the Lady Bulldogs really turned it up to a different gear. And it's not like the Lady Trojans took anybody out or put any of their backups in. That was a hard-fought set from the Bulldogs side. And it really just came from, like, there wasn't any in the first set. We saw a lot of defense. It was great. There wasn't any one thing that Bulldogs were doing well. They just ultimately took their game to another level, and it really was able to make that third set competitive.
So the Centerburg Lady Trojans make their way out of the building, and so are we. Thank you so much for joining us here today. Jonathon Langdon, Xander DeVault on camera today. Also, shout out to Dylan, doing a great job for us, his very first ever OH.REPORT game, and we'll see him plenty more times. Dylan Farrell will be with me a lot this week. We'll be back here on Friday for East Knox football as they take on Northridge to start out their season as well. Thanks to all of the sponsors rolling through your screen one final time. And for one final time, we will bid you adieu. Have a great rest of your night. We'll see you later this week.